Welcome back to Springfield, Missouri, site of the 33rd Annual Christian Homeschool Basketball National Championships. And we are at the Girls 18U Division I Pool C play. Just saw a really great game by the Northside Lions. And now we move over to a matchup of a Big South team with our Heartland team, with a Midwest team, as they're going to be playing each other here to try to continue to improve. And on the pool play, it's going to be interesting because point differential and wins are all a part of it. Scott Staten alongside Jeff Cannon, and first shot there by the Hawks from outside is no good. Fort Wayne in the dark uniforms and Oklahoma Flame in the white.
Both these rosters are pretty deep. One team's got 12, the other's got 11, so we'll see how the coaches utilize their bench and to see what the pace looks like here early.
After a couple of missed opportunities early on there by the Hawks, it is the Flame now. Oklahoma coming in here, they were the Heartland Region champions. They are 2-0 in this pool, while the Fort Wayne Hawks are 1-1. And there's a deep three. That was number 30, Caroline Garner. She drains it from behind the college line, and quick lead now.
That was a lot of confidence in that shot. Really good, nice, quick release there.
Oh, in and out by Gigi Boyle. Can't get that one to go.
Oh, nice release.
And on up ahead, quick score. We can see now Jenna Hay, she was the MVP of the Heartland. Caroline Garner, the other scorer for them, and she was all region. And you can see why they came away with a regional championship there and why they're 2-0 so far this week.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. It looks like they're releasing one early, or at least there was an opportunity there.
Claire Boyle, they tried to feed there, but had the ball ripped away inside.
It's interesting. Wow.
And another three, Caroline Garner.
That's two in a row. And an immediate timeout by the Hawks. I think this is going to be interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on number 50, Mel Sanders, because you saw her defensively down low, kind of commanding the presence inside the paint. But then over on the offense, she ran it from the high wing, and looks like she is going to be pretty versatile in terms of distributing. And I'd look for her maybe to dive and get some easy low post buckets out of that. But we're going to see some unique sets, I think, out of this OK Flame group that could be very interesting to watch. Meanwhile, the Hawks have size of their own. What do we have? Number
Anna Boyle. Yeah, she is their big down low, number 42, and our number 33
is
Claire Boyle.
Yeah.
Claire and Anna, both. There's three Boyle sisters on here. They all contribute.
Wow.
Claire with an incredible Midwest. She was a big part of that reason they were able to upset West Michigan in the semifinals and finish as runners-up to the undisputed national champs, HEA. Fort Wayne hoping to make some noise here in this tournament. On the entry pass there, a hack on looked like maybe number 33. Not sure who they made that call on.
Yeah, that's just splitting the zone there, and nobody knew what the assignment was, and it was almost like building a sandwich, and both of them got her.
Here's a three that's over everything, but it went into the hands of Brady
nice
Newcomer.
footwork.
Nice job. Put that one back in.
Newcomer.
First 2 points for Fort Wayne. We know they can put points on the board. They've got
break.
2,000 point scorers and one who's 18 away.
Yeah, that was definitely – I was waiting for that whistle. Really, really nice press break formation there where they basically got it to the midsection of the court. Easy drive and a slot player on either side. That time it was
Jenna Hay misses the first one.
Yeah, Hay was the recipient of that really nice bounce pass.
She'll get one more. Her team up 8-2. Second shot too strong. And misses both. So Fort Wayne now with the door open. Here come the Hawks on the attack. Claire Boyle just dominated down low in the Midwest. Going to try to do that today. She's just 18 points away from 1,000, but great defense there. Ball knocked away, and that results in a fast break the other way for the Flame. Up and in.
Garner again.
Garner, 8 quick points, and her team out to a 10-2 lead now.
She just sniffed that out. As soon as she saw that there was a double team low, she just took off.
Mel Sanders doing a great job on Boyle. She has denied the ball. She has knocked it away a couple times, and once again causing trouble there for Claire inside.
Yeah, like I said, there she is, top of the wing. She's going to move this. Now watch her dive. She's probably going to end up down. Oh, she stayed in the corner.
Shot goes up, but too strong, rolls off the rim into the hands of Brady Newcomer. Here come the Hawks. And
beautiful
the Hawks,
hand.
Oh, nice hand, active hands on defense.
The release. She didn't, unfortunately, she wasn't in the right position.
Olivia Linder going to slow things down.
Oh, Garner was calling for that. She was wide open for the three.
Sanders up top, done a great job defensively.
Look,
she feeds
beautiful
Linder.
cut.
Linder with the floater. Nice shot, nice pass.
Yeah, I think Sanders is up there for a reason. She's got good vision and she's got good patience, and no one is pressuring her. They are giving her all the space in the world to wait and find the perfect pass.
That time Boyle looked like she might have forced it, but she's going to be at the free throw line. They will get Sanders that time for the foul. And Claire Boyle trying to get into the scorers column here. Just 18 points away from her 1,000th. Her sister Anna hit 1,000 a little bit earlier this season, as well as Brady Newcomer. So they can put some points on the board and really cause a lot of problem for teams in the Midwest, but she misses the first and having trouble getting on track here. Let's see if a free throw will get her going, the all-region player along with her sister Anna for Fort Wayne. One more shot for Claire. And Boyle shoots that too strong. Here come the Flame. Other way, a three from the corner. No good. Another rebound attempt by the Flame. There's a three that is no good that time by Sanders. And ball sails out of bounds, but it'll stay down at this end for Oklahoma. And bringing it in under their own basket. Toss it in. There's Sanders. Sanders spins around and puts it up with the right hand. Oh, she came down in an awkward position.
I'm not sure
Looks
what
like
that
she
was.
Twisted her ankle or caught her knee. She's laughing about it now and shaking it off. Let's hope she's all right.
She might have come out of the shoe.
Nice spin move. Able to put herself at the free throw line. Right now, Fort Wayne really struggling to get any stops on Oklahoma. Oklahoma has hit the outside shots. They've been able to have their way inside the paint, and right now at the free throw line to try to add two more. First shot is no good.
Yeah, the attack of Oklahoma has been fierce and quick, and they just seem to be so well organized. They know exactly who's releasing. They know exactly which part of the court they're going, and it has made for some pretty easy fast break opportunities for them.
So far, Oklahoma 0 for 4 at the free throw line, so that's the only part of their game right now that's just not been working, but their defense has been so tough. Hawks really struggling to find any kind of open looks at all. Here's Boyle from the top of the key.
She rushed that shot.
Yep, that's not necessarily her game. She can hit three-pointers, but they've known her for working down low, but that time off the mark. 12-2 still, 3:22 to go here. This is pool play, and the top two teams out of each 4-team pool will move on, and the Flame at 2-0, if they win, they will definitely move on. Fort Wayne at 1-1, it's going to depend on what the rest of the games go like in their pool. On the miss, that was Linder, but she gets her own rebound. Here's a jumper from Kloss, and it's good.
Wow. There was no hesitation there. She knew exactly what she had.
Yep.
And then they're right back on defense. I mean, their energy is contagious.
There we go. Claire Boyle, that's what she did on their run through the Midwest runner-up spot, and she's able to use that glass there. Just a really strong presence down on the post.
No one is moving anywhere near Sanders. Boyle is happy to let her run that offense, and I think that's to her detriment. If I was Boyle, I'd be up on her and force her to make some poor shots from that high up, or at least to draw the rest of her offensive teammates up high. Instead, they're
oh my goodness,
they're getting whatever shot they want with zero contest by the Hawks.
Caroline Garner, all-region player. That's her third three, the fourth three for the Flames so far in this first period.
Yeah, I don't understand why, when you've seen 4 threes go down in the early goings of this game, that you're content to sit down underneath that free throw line level and let them shoot whatever they want with all the time they want.
Meanwhile, Oklahoma Flames Sanders goes off and takes a seat on the bench, going to check out her ankle where she rolled it there. She played through it. Right now, looks like it might be giving her some trouble. And Oklahoma going to try to play without her and continue to dominate as they have. Number 20, Nasha Hogan in the game for her. On the drive.
That's good defense.
Kloss.
That was an ill-advised drive by Kloss there.
Yep, ball knocked away from Kloss. Hawks feed it in. There's Claire. Puts it in.
There you go.
Claire Boyle, 4 points now.
We finally got a good offensive set by the Hawks. We knew that they had it, obviously, but they were feeling the pressure of that very intense Oklahoma defense.
18-6. Just over a minute to go here. Fort Wayne trying to get some stops. They've not been able to put any kind of stops on the Flame here other than with missed free throws, but that shot was long, and the rebound into the hands of Evie Hopkins. And here comes Fort Wayne on the attack. Under a minute to go. They trail by 12. Boyle at the elbow. It's an out top. Hopkins.
There you go.
Here comes Claire Boyle, and she forces that up, but she'll be at the free throw line, and so good at getting herself opportunities to score there.
Yeah, it's clear they want to run the offense around her at the high elbow, and because she's so big and strong, I mean, she's one dribble in to draw the foul there, and a moment before that, she had her teammate wide open for a corner three that she could have also chosen, but I think there probably not a bad choice, knowing she needed to get some surefire points and the very minimum going to the free throw line here.
One more for
she's a
Boyle.
good free throw shooter.
Sinks them both. 6 points.
I would just like to see them more up on Oklahoma, especially a little more high pressure. Force Oklahoma to show what they have in terms of capability under pressure.
Caroline Garner going to work the ball around top. 25 seconds left.
Yeah, just a little bit on their heels here. Content to let them kind of play this dribble handoff play.
Garner and the Hogan sisters kind of taking time off the clock. Under 10 to go now. They will go into their motion, try to find their shot here. There's a three again over from the right side. That one short. Rebound comes off to Claire Boyle, and that's the way this first quarter will end. After one, it's 18-8. It is the Oklahoma Flame leading the Fort Wayne Hawks in this girls 18U Division I Pool C play. Back with the second quarter after this break.
When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it.
Second quarter action here, girls 18U Division I Pool C play, where the Oklahoma Flame right now have an 18-8 lead over the Fort Wayne Hawks. The Hawks in the dark uniforms, black with the yellow trim. The Flame in the light uniforms with the white and orange and black trim. Flame right now working on that lead. They have been able to connect on some outside shots, 4 3-pointers in that first period.
Yeah, I don't understand this. They are. If I'm the Hawks coach, I am putting them all the way up on these girls. And I mean, look at that separation. 2 to 3 feet every time on the ball. The only time you see any type is on the penetration, but it's too late. And as a result, there's Garner with yet another easy bucket.
13 points for Garner already. She's hit on 3 3-pointers, but that time on the drive.
Deep.
Here's a 3. Gabriella Boyle, they call her Gigi, hits the first 3 of the day for the Hawks.
Single digits.
Back down to 9 points. Oklahoma Flame with the ball.
Yeah, I would say this is the opposite of what we saw from the Lions defense in the previous game, where they were really hassling the Flames.
Ball working around the perimeter. They're patient to look for the shot that they can have. Oh, and there's a strong drive. Just really put on the afterburners, Nakia Hogan.
It's counterintuitive, I know, but when you're that far off the ball, it's so much easier for the ball handler to go right by you.
Yeah.
And they are not having to worry at all about the on-ball defender guarding the lane drive.
On the baseline drive, she had the ball knocked out of her hands. We got stuck under the basket. Luckily for her, the ball knocked out of bounds by the Flame. The Hawks going to throw it in under their own bucket. It'll be Anna Boyle that will be throwing it in. Bounce pass to her sister. There's Claire. The spin, puts it up and in. She is so crafty around the bucket.
Yeah, and they should exploit that. She's got at least 4 inches over Sanders, and Sanders isn't in foul trouble, but she definitely needs to exploit that. I would feed that low post in a 2-man ISO play over there on the right side and just let Claire Boyle go to work. I think that is the best way for them to trim this, bring this all the way back to a tie game. They're only down 7.
Lead was up to 12, and after that 3, and then the great move inside by Claire Boyle. Now another 3. That's way too strong. Going to be a foul on the rebound attempt on the Hawks.
Yeah, I think that's premature. I think that's kind of a give-up play there. I would have liked to seen that, especially since at that time Sanders wasn't even guarding Boyle. So Boyle had even more height advantage on the defender that time. These girls really need to identify who's guarding who and see the mismatches and take advantage of them when you have somebody as strong and as athletic and as talented as Claire Boyle.
You also got to wonder if Claire is going to notice that ankle injury with Sanders, if she's going to try to, like you said, exploit that to be able to kind of spin around there. Here on the drive, the left-handed floater, that's too strong that time by Garner. She can't get it to go. Here comes Fort Wayne again with a chance to continue to cut into that lead.
Yeah, you got to take advantage. The Flames have not missed that much, and good ball movement.
Newcomer, challenge. That was partially blocked. Claire Boyle gets the rebound, misses it, gets her own miss. Going to turn and spin, put it up, and she will be at the free throw line.
That's exactly what she needed to do. Just turn, face the basket, and go to the free throw line, because that was a disorganized defense that time, and that's the whole point. If the Hawks can just get in a situation to make the Flame defense uncomfortable, they have been in control that entire first quarter. Now we're seeing an entirely different. There's more aggressiveness offensively. I'd like to see that same aggressiveness on the Hawks' part defensively, but offensively they are now attacking the middle of that paint, and they're getting rewarded for it.
9 points for Claire Boyle. Now she's just 9 points away from 1,000 for her career. And that lead is down to 6 now. After a really slow start for the Hawks, they have come back and answered here in this second quarter. Flame going to try to reset and get back to what they were doing before. And on the spin move by Sanders, ankle didn't look like it bothered her too much there. She goes to her right.
That one's going to go on Newcomer.
Newcomer with the foul.
I honestly think Newcomer probably didn't even need to do that. Because at that point, Sanders was past the basket. That thing was not going to go in anyway, but
yeah,
it was kind of wrong place, wrong time for Newcomer, and she draws the foul.
She's going to take a seat over on the bench. Second shot, no good. Missed them both. And rebound to Claire Boyle. Here come the Hawks. They cut the lead from 12 down to 6 and try to take even a little more off of that deficit right now. On the drive, stop, show. She lost the ball, was going to stop and shoot there just inside the free throw line. Coming the other way is Oklahoma. Oklahoma gets the ball knocked out of their hands, but it'll stay at this end.
You know, I'm curious as to why Fort Wayne is loading the right side, which is where Claire Boyle likes to be, but they basically ran an overload formation over there to Boyle's side, which I never like. I think you put three on the weak side. Run a two-man ISO game with Boyle, and I think she'll be more successful. Way too many defenders on her side.
Hogan with the drive again.
But she touched the ball, and they're going to keep it.
Ball rolled off of the hands of Evie Hopkins. It will stay at this end. We've seen a couple times where Nakia Hogan has been able to just drive inside the paint, just a really aggressive, strong first dribble, but not able to finish.
Oh, yeah, great defense there by Boyle.
Off the inbounds.
Actually, I think it was a Boyle.
Yeah, it was. It was one of them. That's a good name to guess when you don't know on this team.
That's a walk.
Yep. She shuffled her feet.
That was just not aware of where she was. But again, you know, I get it. They were trying to get a bit of a fast break point, but at that point they needed to pull that up top. The numbers were not in their favor. I really would like to see them go to a 3-week side and let Claire really go to work on whoever's guarding her.
Jenna Hay, the regional MVP, back into the game. She had been on the bench for just a little while there.
You know, as early as this game is, now is the time to try and get some of these Flame players in foul trouble.
Oh, followed her own shot. How did she get that? What a hustle by Sanders.
Hopkins just kind of got her hand caught in the cookie basket there. That was ill-advised. But
you don't see that much, Jeff. You shoot it off the backboard, and she caught the miss on the other side.
Well, and I think that's what happened was I think Hopkins was so surprised she still had the ball. I think she thought she was going to get the rebound, and Sanders was there to get her own.
First free throw is good. Finally gets one to drop after missing 4. One more to go. Lead back up to 7 now for Oklahoma. Flame are 2-0 in this pool. The Hawks desperately need this win. They're 1-1, and the top 2 teams in each pool are the only ones that advance.
Now they've gone balanced, which is not awful, but it's still not going to draw the defense to one side or the other. But that's great ball movement there.
Anna Boyle can't get the jumper to go.
That was a good look at a 3 there for Anna Boyle.
Got a jump ball and going to stay down at this end. They've gotten some good looks.
Yep.
And they have connected more this quarter than they did early on in the game, but still trailing by 7. They need some points here.
Oh, dear. Oh, that was a good recovery there by Claire Boyle.
Chase down. There's a feed on the block. Oh, and a pass that was a little high there.
Should still stay their ball, though.
Yep. Love to see a bounce pass there. When you throw it that high and you got all those hands in your face, it's rarely going to be a clean pass.
And unless Boyle's hands are up waiting for that pass, that is not a good look.
Hawks going to work it around. Here's another 3 that's short.
See that? It just doesn't make any sense right there. Boyle's wide open. Feed it. You might get it back for an open 3. That one was not an open 3.
Linder got the rebound and started to break, but now they've slowed it down. And here's Hay.
Great
gives
dive.
it right back to Linder. Nice feed, nice bucket.
Yeah, it's a great dive. She saw the back of her player's head and said, go time.
Jenna Hay with the assist there. Lead has ballooned back up to 9 now.
See, look how crowded the right side is. 4 on Boyle's side. That's not going to help her get open.
Deep 3 for Boyle. Way too strong. Out of bounds off the hands of the Flames, though. And the Oklahoma Flame holding on to a 9-point lead. Hawks trying to get back into this one. They had cut it down to 6, but Oklahoma found the answer on a great pass by Hay to Linder, and that lead continued to grow. Hawks going to work it around. Claire Boyle on the wing. Being bothered there by Garner.
She's just getting hassled at every turn. There's three white jerseys over there on that right side right now.
Gabriella Boyle was trapped, gets it to Anna Boyle, and then a tie-up, and it's going to give it back to Oklahoma. Good defense there by the Flame.
Yeah, it's just too congested. If the Hawks want to get some good open looks, they are going to have to space this floor. Right now it is an absolute traffic jam down in that right side. They have got to open it up. You look at the Flames, look how spaced they are right now, other than where even now they're moving, and it's creating a lot of open space. Beautiful. Oh, it would have been.
Yep. And was knocked out off the hands of a Hawk. But that time, you're right. Hay, with the spin to Garner, went off the hands of the defender, though.
Well, Garner did exactly what she was supposed to. The defender went high, so she back cut low, but the pass went high. Luckily, it was deflected.
On the inbound, Hay, cross-court pass.
There you go. She's calling for it. Said, don't you dare shoot that three.
Hogan fed it inside to Hay. Hay has it knocked out of her hands, but it will stay here. Into the game. Another substitution. Linder back in for Oklahoma. Oklahoma with a 23-14 lead over the Hawks out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. They were the Midwest runner-up. Oklahoma Flame were the Heartland Regional Champions, trying to go 3-0 here at Nationals. Here's a deep three by Hogan that's no good. Ball on the floor, struggle for it, comes away.
Strong move.
Anna Boyle. Here she comes, Anna. Down on the block, on the drive. Oh, blocked from behind there by Sanders. That shot by Ripple was no good. Stays down at this end. Good recovery by the Flame. She had an open lane right to the block, but from the backside, Sanders able to reach over and knock the ball out of her hand. Here's another three by Boyle. That was too strong. Pulled back in, another offensive opportunity. That one's a miss. Sanders gets the board. It's ripped away from her, but I guess Sanders' foot was on the line, so it will stay at this end again.
It almost seems like there's too concerted an effort to get it to Claire Boyle, whereas even when she's not open, I just think if they would create something. There you go. There's a nice drive.
And puts it in, and one. She's so good at creating opportunities and playing through contact.
She just identified that. I mean, she took a quick spin, saw that the lane was wide open. She knew she could beat Sanders off the dribble, and that was just an easy drive. But it's a rare easy drive that we've seen today because so far nothing has been easy for her. She has been mauled at every turn, and they need some formations that are going to get that are not only going to get her open but get her teammates open. And so far, we have not seen that yet. They have had to create to get open, and that's not easy to do, and it expends an insane amount of energy.
12 out of the 17 points for the Hawks have come at the hand of Claire Boyle. The lead is down to 6 after that three-point play. Oklahoma trying to answer as we get these final 33 seconds. And Boyle shot around her defender, or the person she was guarding, and tried to come up with a steal, but collided with Hogan there, and she gets called for the contact.
She's coming out. That they don't want to risk another one in this last 32 seconds.
Yeah, she was breathing pretty hard, too. Looked like she could use the extra break here as we get ready to head into halftime. Crucial point of the game. It's just a 6-point game. 30 seconds to go.
I think they're going to chew some clock here.
Hogan gets it to Hay.
Unless it's wide open, I think they're going to play this for the last shot.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, now it's 16 seconds. They definitely are.
Garner backs it out. Picks up her dribble.
Good defense.
There's Linder on the drive. No good. Linder with the putback. She's going to be at the free throw line. 2 shots for her. Great effort by Olivia Linder.
Evie Hopkins it was the exact same thing in the exact same spot where she got the last foul. Just not instead of securing the rebound, she decided she was just going to swipe at that the one that did get the rebound.
First shot's good for Linder. She'll get one more. Team up by 7, 3.9 to go here in this first half of this girls 18U Division I Pool C play. Second shot is good. She's got 6 on the day. Clock winding down. Here come the Hawks. They're going to have to put one up from deep. And too strong. And that's the way we will end things here in the first half. It is a 25-17 lead for the Oklahoma Flame over the Fort Wayne Hawks. We'll be back with second half action after a halftime timeout, and then more as we continue on this second day of action here at the 33rd Annual Christian Homeschool Basketball National Championships. Well, you're watching second half action here, girls 18U Division I Pool C game where the Oklahoma Flame have gone out to a 25-17 lead here as we head into the third quarter. Scott Staten alongside Jeff Cannon at Drury University's O'Reilly Family Event Center. The Flame in the light uniforms, Fort Wayne Hawks in the black. And the Flame have pretty much had the lead the entire game. But we've seen a little bit of a run here by the Hawks as they've started to try to figure out the defense of Oklahoma. And, Jeff, they've obviously worked everything through Claire Boyle as she has led the team with 12 points. But now starting to seem like they're finding a little bit of a groove as they're keeping things close.
Yeah, that time was good identification there by who's that at the line? 45.
Gabriella Boyle.
Yeah, Boyle seeing that she had single coverage and no backside help, and it was just an easy lane drive.
Gabriella rattled in the first one. Oh, there's Claire to get the rebound. Gets it back to Gabriella. She's fouled on the shot.
Yeah, that was just unwise there by Hogan to step in. She was behind the play. I think, at that age, you just feel bad you got beat, that you didn't hustle for the rebound, and then you just make a bad thing worse. Man, that is
2 out of the 3 missed free throws. You got to hit those.
Yeah, when you're down 7, this is the easiest way for you to get back in the game.
Gabriella, the youngest of the 3 Boyle sisters. Misses that one, and guess who gets the rebound again? Claire just is uncanny at being able to get offensive rebounds off of free throws. She did it the whole regional tournament, and now the ball goes over to Anna Boyle, and Anna Boyle puts it in.
Yeah, that made up for those 2 missed free throws. She said, I'm going to get my 2.
Oklahoma Flame trying to hold on to their lead here, up by 5. The Fort Wayne Hawks crowd getting behind their team.
I want to see more attacking. That's the first we've seen of pressure. And look, it turns into a turnover and probably an easy, we got a 3-on-2 here if they can complete it.
Sanders and Boyle ran into each other down there. And the Hawks not only trying to continue what they're doing by winning this game, but if they're able to come back, that will eliminate the Texas Truth because of the way that the pool is set up and with the point differentials.
Well, that's another foul on Claire Boyle. I think that's her second.
That is her second.
Yeah, that
good feed down low to Hay. Hay and able to draw the contact and put herself at the free throw line.
This just goes back to what I said earlier is when you choose to defend aggressively underneath the free throw line, you're gonna get into foul trouble. If you would choose instead to be aggressive above the free throw line, you're going to have much greater success in either creating turnovers or at least making the other team settle for bad shots. But as it is, you're seeing the Flame get some easy free throw opportunities. That's a good putback.
Off the miss by Gabriella Boyle. Anna Boyle puts it in. Her second bucket of the quarter, and we got a 3-point game with 6:23 to go. Fort Wayne storming back to make this a close one.
That was Anna Boyle, after the 2 missed free throws, getting her 2-pointer back, and then following it up with another second straight bucket for her. Probably a good momentum-killing timeout there for Flame. They are likely talking about how they cannot give up turnovers through bad passes that generate into easy buckets on the other side. Meanwhile, if I'm the Hawks, I want to turn the defensive pressure up even more. I want to see more high pressure. I want to force some of these guards on the Flame that may not be as experienced. Garner's one thing, but these other guards have not shown that they are quite as confident with the ball, and I want to see that pressure to create those turnovers if I'm the Hawks.
Hogan with a great bounce pass into the lane, but now the ball almost thrown out of bounds.
This is good pressure. Now she backs off. Now I get it, it's Garner, but at the same time, Garner's going to blow by her anyway if she doesn't get up there and give some pressure. Garner right now can control the entire offense with no pressure on her.
Sanders back to Garner. Kind of playing back and forth out here on the wing. Here comes Garner. Gives it to Linder. Linder pops from about 10 feet out, and she gets that one to fall.
That was the friendly rim there.
Pretty shot by Linder. She's got 8 points on the game.
Oh, it was such a good give and go.
Claire Boyle.
Yeah.
Wondered why they first passed up that shot, but then you saw why. Claire is so money down on that baseline. Anywhere within 10 feet to the basket, she's got a good jumper. She's got a good handle, good post moves, and right now, 27-24 game.
Yeah, and very little defensive resistance on that side. That time they only had 3 on the right. It was a perfect triangle formation that allowed Claire to have a wide open, uncontested shot.
Flame working it around, trying to find that seam.
By Claire.
Sanders, the feed to Hay. Hay guarded down low by Newcomer.
Yep, good help there by 45.
Really seem to have ramped up their defense right now.
Yep, we're seeing that now.
Yeah.
We need to see those stunted gaps. Yep, excellent right there. Yeah, this is going to be difficult for OK.
And Sanders
number 3
on the drive.
They're going to have to pull her.
Put herself at the free throw line. That is a 3rd foul on Claire Boyle.
Yeah, I don't know who the coach is going to send in for her, but I think at this point you're going to have to sit her for at least a couple of minutes.
First free throw is good. Sanders will get one more.
She is not going to her bench.
Second is good. Sinks them both.
This is going to be dangerous if she picks up a 4th before the 4th quarter, because you're going to start seeing people go at her.
Kloss comes in for Sanders. Sanders playing through that ankle sprain and just doing a great job holding her own down low. On the drive, that shot by Anna Boyle is no good. Flame come away with it.
She drove past the basket on that one. Yeah, this is
left corner 3, wide open, and she makes it count. That time, that was Felicity Kloss, her second 3-pointer of the game, and now all of a sudden that lead back up to 8.
Yep, 5-0 run there.
You know they're going to go back to Claire, and she lost the ball. And they say it was off the Flame. Looked like it might have come off the leg of Anna Boyle, but the official right there says it's going to stay this end with Fort Wayne. Hawks with the inbound. They had cut it down to just a few points, but now it's back up to 8. Here's the jump shot by Anna Boyle. No good, too strong.
Don't like that shot. Garner had that well guarded.
Linder with the rebound.
Yeah, they're running that backdoor cut from corner to corner, knowing it's wide open.
Hay with a good spin move, but Claire just keeps her hands up.
Lovely.
They went right at her, like you said, but good defense. Oh, that was nice. The pass up ahead to Evie Hopkins, and she wisely tossed it back to Claire Boyle for 2.
Great vision there by Hopkins.
(32-26). 3 minutes to go here in the third. Fort Wayne trying to stay close. There's a steal. They continue. I thought she wasn't going to be able to continue through with it, but she did. And then on the layup.
Oh, and a foul.
Oh, and they missed.
Claire Boyle.
That is huge. Trying to follow on the missed layup, and that's an instance where a missed layup by your teammate does more than just miss the points for you, but causes the foul on Claire Boyle, and she has to take a seat.
Yeah,
wow.
And that's what I was saying. When she drew that third, it was time to get her out and get her reset mentally so that she knew exactly what she could and could not do. It is way more important for her to be on the floor than for the other team not to get that 2 points.
Here's Sanders down the lane. No good. Rebound comes off to Newcomer. Let's see if the Hawks can weather this storm from the Flame without their leader out there. Oh, and on the drive, tripped Newcomer. That's going to be a foul on Oklahoma.
That's going to be on Garner, I think.
Boy, you hate that. Hopkins had a wide open look, and the hustle by Claire Boyle to try to be there for the putback, but man, she went over the back of the Flame, and
just ran
with
her
3
over.
fouls, you can't do that.
No, you gotta just get out of the way, get back on defense.
Hawks kick it back out top. Newcomer with the ball.
It was almost an illegal screen there.
Anna Boyle with the ball now. Boyle, beautiful find down low. Ball ends up on the other side of the lane, and she goes up with a shot of her own. Number 32, Shanae Graber, cannot connect, but she will be at the free throw line for 2 to try to cut this lead down to 4.
Yeah, that was really a good decision by Gabriella Boyle there. She was past the basket.
And the clock is still was running for some reason.
Oh, really?
About 7 seconds went off. Not sure if they caught that. First free throw is good. Got one more.
5-point game. This could cut it to 4 and make up for that couple of possessions where they let things get away from them.
Oh, missed the second. Jeff, if they keep it close, do you bring Claire back in at the start of the 4th, or you keep her there?
Yeah, I think so. If this game is within 10, if it's around 10 at the 4th, I put her in immediately. If it's within 4 or 5, I'll give it a little bit of time, but you cannot let this get away from you to the point where once she does come back on, the game's already over. So they need her, and I guarantee you the coach is over there telling her, don't touch a soul. Yes, they're going to go after you, but at this point we need you more offensively than defensively, and we'll take that risk.
And that inbounds pass, the ball just bounced harmlessly. It looked like the Hawks might have been able to come away with it. Oh, good defense that time. Anna Boyle was just right there, and as Hay turned around, she just lost the ball, and then on the drive, up and in by Newcomer.
Yeah, Garner knew that she was beat. That was actually a smart move by Garner, even though it yielded a bucket for the other team. She knew she was beat, and there was absolutely no point for her to continue to contest.
We got a 3-point game, 1:13 to go here in the third period. Fort Wayne trying to come back and win this one to stay alive in their pool. Oklahoma trying to stay undefeated this week. There's Hay spinning around, met by 2 different players, and ends up being able to get the foul. As she turned around, it first looked like she was stuck down there, but able to wiggle herself free and put herself at the free throw line.
And that's Hopkins' third. She had those 2 cheap fouls down there in the first half. That time she thought she was going to get a jump ball. Girl turned. She ended up with a reaching foul, and now she's in trouble. So now you're starting to see some of these fouls mount up for the Hawks, and some of their key players that they get a lot of minutes from are now going to be in a severely compromised situation from a foul perspective.
Hay hits the second free throw. She's only had 4 points today. The Hawks have done a great job. Regional MVP kind of keeping her out of the scoring column, but they still trail now by 4 points.
Good cut.
Nice cut, but the throw, they just kind of threw it up there. It looked like Gabriella Boyle just rushed the shot there too much and unable to hit that one. 33-29, 40 seconds to go.
Ooh,
and there's a steal by Boyle, but then a great hustle effort there by Felicity Kloss as she dives on the floor and ties it up to get the ball back and keep it down here for the Flames.
Yeah, they were not expecting Kloss to come hard after that ball. They just thought, oh, good, turnover for us, but Kloss was all over it. And they get rewarded because of the possession arrow.
Linder with the ball, gets it over to Kloss, or rather to Garner. Garner with the ball, going to wind out this clock. 25 seconds to go in this quarter. Her team leading by 5.
Well, this is a critical possession. Hawks really need to stop here to keep this in a very doable range.
On the drive, puts it up, rolls off the front of the rim, tried to get a 3-point play. Garner can't connect there, but she will be at the charity stripe.
She's a good free throw shooter, so this is going to be most likely a 7-point game with 2.5 seconds left. I think maybe there's blood on her leg.
So the officials see that, and they're going to pull the teams over to the sideline, let that clean up so that she can come back out onto the court. Oh, yeah, it looked like it's bleeding pretty good there. The trainer's going to come over and try to help her out. So far, Jeff, we've seen in these last 2.5 seconds a game where Fort Wayne has been climbing that hill the whole time. Do you get kind of tired of that, or is it something where you stay close enough you just feel like we're there, we can do this?
Yeah, anytime you're within single digits as a coach, you know you have a chance because 9 points can whittle away in the blink of an eye, as it really is a matter of 3 to 4 possessions. So you feel very good about that with 8 minutes still left to play, that you're sitting here at 5, potentially 7 after Garner's free throws. And so, yeah, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they're going to get the ball because they have the possession arrow. So, look for hopefully a good set play. I think at a 7-point game, you're going to see Claire Boyle come in probably maybe a minute in, maybe a minute and a half. I doubt if the coach holds out much longer, and she's going to have to roll the dice with Claire. And I will say the 5 that have been on have been productive and have been you've seen the ball movement improve, and part of that is, sometimes I would do that if star player was struggling or was drawing too much attention, and her teammates were more than complicit to let them try. You pull that star player out, all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, we have to play.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have 5 fresh bodies, and all of a sudden they start playing as a unit and they start playing as a team, and they can get you back into a game. And then hopefully the star player, when they return to the court, goes, hey, my teammates can play. Let's move this ball around.
There you go.
And you'll see some of that improvement in chemistry overall. And that's where the coach earns their big pay over there, is to kind of identify those opportunities and see where the momentum swings occur based on the personnel that are out there. And sometimes it's not your best players. Sometimes it's your utility players that rise to the occasion when they're called on.
Well, apparently the knee that was bleeding for Newcomer had been for a little while, because they're cleaning the whole court. It looks like a crime scene right now. They're trying to get everything cleaned up. But her knee was it looked like where she had dived for the ball had just started to bleed, and now they're cleaning up all the spots, making sure everything's all cleared up for everybody. And that's part of coaching sometimes. You get out there and get to clean the floor. And
yeah. I remember running out with towels on sweaty parts of the surface. I was always so worried about my guys turning their ankles, and I'd be the first one out there to keep that from happening.
Getting it all cleaned up here, and so we'll finish up these last 2.5 seconds of this third quarter. The Flame at the free throw line, trying to make that 5-point lead a 7-point lead. And it'll be Garner shooting 2. Garner had a great first quarter. She nailed 3 straight 3-pointers and mixed the 2 in there along with it, but then been pretty quiet since then in terms of points. Only 1 other field goal after that, but these will be her first 2 points of the second half, and they'll be important ones if she can get these to fall through. First one's good.
Beware of the player with the mismatched shoes. They're always very dangerous.
That's what it is, I guess.
I tell you.
It's the shoes.
Whenever I see somebody with a mismatched shoe, I know they're going to be good.
Second one rattles out. 2 seconds. Here come the Hawks. Going to throw it up. Boy, there was contact there, but the official's not going to call anything on that. Anna wanted it, but they're going to let that one go.
It was a heads-up play, but the ref wasn't buying it.
35-29. It is the Oklahoma Flame holding on to that 6-point lead here as we head into the final period of action in this girls 18U Division I Pool C play. We'll see if the Hawks can come back or if the Flame can hold them off after we break. Welcome back to an exciting fourth quarter here where the Fort Wayne Hawks have been trying to do this uphill battle and come back from an early deficit. They've gotten it down to 2 points, but they trail heading into this final period of play by 6 against the Oklahoma Flame, as the Flame try to stay perfect on the week and advance in the pool play. And the Fort Wayne Hawks trying to stay alive, but not going to help their cause there with the turnover on the travel. Scott State and Jeff Cannon, we're at Drury University, 33rd Annual Christian Homeschool National Basketball Championship Games. And right now, the pool play, these are 2 of the 4 teams. The next 2 teams in their pool play next. And because point differential and all that comes into play, we've had coaches checking with us on scores and trying to kind of figure out what they need to do in their game coming up next. But right now, all we know for Fort Wayne is they've got to win. And
hey, look at this, high pressure.
Somebody's been talking about that the whole game. Off the miss, rebound pulled down by Gabriella Boyle.
It's just so much easier. I mean, even though they had a decent look there, they were a little rattled there because of the pressure that happened early.
Boy, it seemed like Hopkins had an open 3. Meanwhile, though, off the miss, weak side rebound, but can't come down with it cleanly, and the Flame pull it away. 35-29, under 7 to go here. The Flame with the win will definitely advance in this pool. Fort Wayne would need some help.
Oh, beautiful pick and roll there.
Oh, and the bucket and one. Sanders with a nice left-handed shot. She'll get a chance for a 3-point play as a foul is called on Fort Wayne.
You know, at the very beginning of this game, that's what I thought we were going to see a lot of with Sanders when she started at that high wing. Was I thought, okay, there's no question we're going to see her dive to the basket off of a high pick. And that's the first time in the game we've actually seen it done. And it worked to perfection, and I would not be surprised to see them go to that again or even do a slight variant of that where she might drop after a pass down to the slot if she sees that there's a one-on-one coverage for the guard. But that one was just picture perfect.
Yeah.
And she played it, like you said, right off the left hand, which most people are not going to expect to see because everybody assumes everybody's right-handed. And whether they are or aren't, when somebody comes in with a really good left-handed shot, it always takes them by surprise, at least the first time.
Mel Sanders had a solid game. Just 5 points so far, but she has really made her presence known early on as she was tasked with the impossible task of guarding Claire Boyle, and she really did a good job in that first few minutes of the game trying to establish that lead that they've had throughout, and right now sits at 8 points.
And as expected, here comes Claire Boyle, so she will play the remainder of either the game or till she takes that 5th foul. But at an 8-point spread, that's the magic number that we knew was going to be needed for her to come back in with this game still being very much in play.
Second one goes, rattled around, but she got it, or actually just the first one. It was the end of her 3-point play there. So a 3-point play to start off this quarter. Nice start for the Flame with Sanders there. Lead up to 9 now. Let's see if the Hawks can do anything and get Claire involved, but she's got to be careful with 4 fouls. She spins to her right, then back to her left and to her right again, but she gets called.
Switched her pivot, but.
Yep, switched her pivot. She didn't like it, but it was a travel.
You know, the thing I don't like about that play is I don't like starting your offensive set from the corner. There's a natural trap there, and she never had a good look for being able. Oh, there's got to be careful here.
Dangerous pass. Oh, and then a dive. Newcomer comes away with it. Oh, but her pass is knocked away, and Sanders gets the ball.
By her own teammate. Her own teammate happened to have her arm in the wrong spot and deflected the pass.
And then quickly the other way comes Garner. Garner can't get that one to drop. On the rebound, going to be a foul on Oklahoma.
No, it's a jump
ball.
ball.
They're going to call jump ball. Okay,
it's
jump
going
ball.
To the Flames. Yeah, it's good. It wasn't a foul, or it would have been Claire's 5th.
But it will stay at this end. Oklahoma throwing it in under their own basket. Nobody in the paint at all. Tosses it up, and good defense by Claire Boyle there.
Wow, that was just knowing.
Oh, she
watch the charge.
Yep, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. At the last second, she kind of switched her momentum to the left so she didn't get the contact. But you had to know Fort Wayne was holding their breath there as you see Claire bringing it down the court.
There is nothing worse than being a coach and seeing your player foul out on a charge, because you're like, we spent all this time talking about don't take a defensive foul. I forgot to tell her, don't charge.
And sometimes it's hard because your players who kind of lead the team have this natural instinct to want to take over a game when they're behind.
Yeah.
And sometimes that causes the charges. That time a missed open look by Newcomer. No good on the three. Back the other way comes Oklahoma. Oklahoma Flame trying to hold on to this one and stay perfect this week. Good cut, good pass. Sanders has just been a solid player for them. That Linder slashed across the paint there, but
yeah, it's the first time we've seen the curl screen by the Flame this game, so that was a good little wrinkle they pulled from the timeout, or from the timeout of the quarter break. Timeout, yeah.
Hogan backs it out.
Garner is so good at that back cut, and her teammates never see it.
And we got a whistle there. Are they calling that 32. On Claire?
Oh, no, it'll be on 32, I think. Oh.
I think they called it on Claire Boyle.
I cannot believe that.
Wow.
I thought for sure that was on 32.
That didn't even look like there was much contact. There definitely was contact, but it looked like she was a secondary player in it, but the official said no. And then,
Sanders,
wow, the dagger. Sanders says, not only do you lose your best player, but I drain the three from there. Anna Boyle going to try to take it into her own hands. Can't get that to go. Gabriella Boyle with the ball. Here's a three from the corner. Too strong.
Yeah. Rebound
by Jenna Hay. Boy, that just takes the wind out of you when you lose your best player, and then right out of that, a three-point shot.
That's a huge, huge swing of momentum there. And now you're going to – it's interesting that they're calling these as physical as it's been on the other side. And you saw they did call that foul on the Flame just recently on that. But it seems like now late in the game, the refs have decided to call this a little tighter than they did the first 3.5 quarters. Now all of a sudden, even the hot stove is not really acceptable, and I think that's confusing to these players because they were used to being allowed to play physical for 3.5 quarters, and now I think the refs have kind of decided this might be getting a little too physical. We're going to ratchet this down, and now these girls are going to have to adjust.
Off the miss by Newcomer. Ball tied up, stays down at this end with the Hawks. 12 points. Not insurmountable, but going to be a whole lot tougher with your best player on the bench.
Good dive. That's going to be a foul on 15.
Great hustle by Hogan. Unfortunately, she drew the worst part of that because she got landed on as she tried to steal the ball. And the Hawk player fell on top of her, but she is called for the penalty there. Back to the Hawks. Hawks trying to do something to cut into this 12-point lead here that the Oklahoma Flame have had most of the game. And then Sanders, again, a strong rebound off the miss, and here comes Oklahoma again.
She has worked so hard this game.
Yeah, just a great game for her.
Yeah, and look at her. She just calms the whole place down. And not only is she calming down the offense, the defense settles down for some strange reason. If I'm the defense and Sanders has the ball, I am attacking her. But they don't. They're all like, okay, let's just see what she does. And as a result, Garner's wide open for a lane drive.
Anna Boyle that time got a nice baseline pass from her teammate, but that lead is still at 12. And you're right. Mel Sanders is, when she gets the ball, she was on defense doing a great job down on the post as she had the task of guarding Claire Boyle. But then when on the offensive end, as a big, you don't expect them to come out to the top and kind of run things. But you're right, she seems to, when she gets her hand on the ball, everybody kind of knows where to go. And she found a wide open cutter with Caroline Garner able to get that bucket. And With 3 minutes to go, Jeff, what do you do if you're Fort Wayne? You've talked before as we were in the third period when Boyle got her 4th foul that your other players got to actually realize they can play as well, and so you got to start looking somewhere else for points now.
Yeah, and I think now without a solid big in the game, you're going to have to go to a 5-guard set. You're going to have to go speed here, and you're going to have to space the floor even wider. They have been going through lanes. Typically without much of a plan. They've had some success driving into some double teams, but for the most part they have not. And a lot of this, like I said earlier, they seem to be settling for starting their offensive sets from the corner, and that's never going to work. I'd like to see some balance to the floor, 2 on one side, 2 on the other, 1 in the middle, swinging it, move the defense side to side and get some good cuts, whether they're curls, whether they're dives, something to get these girls some open looks.
A little bit of a press here now, trying to get the ball back, but Flame handle it easily. Hogan up to Sanders once again. Sanders up top to Hay.
Yeah, I think at this point you got to be full aggressive. You got plenty of bench. Fouls are not going to be a problem in terms of bodies. You cannot let them, like Garner, just sit back here and do nothing. There you go. You got to get up on them. There you go.
Content to make the clock their friend right now.
Full pressure. Make them make a mistake. You can't settle for them to up at the high point.
When you're down 12, you have to get the ball somehow. You can't just stand there.
I mean, they're content to pull off minute to a minute and a half possessions here.
Oh, somehow
That's
on the
still
drive.
a success for them because
so much time off the clock. Newcomer blocked by Hay. She gets it back, though.
Ooh,
baseline pass. That was dangerous. Oh, and Anna puts it in. Anna Boyle. I don't know how that pass got through everybody.
Those are those ill-advised passes that turn into highlight clips because they end up looking so cool, but as a coach, you're like, what were you thinking?
She'll get the chance for the three-point play now, and it is good.
All right.
That's just what you wanted.
So there's 2 minutes left, 9 points. So that's a very, very reachable margin. The problem is and I still probably would turn on the press, but if I was the Hawks coach here, I wouldn't even put on a three-quarter court press. I would go to a half-court press, let them cross that timeline, and then full-on trap, especially if they're in the corner, really work a high press, pressure, and never let them get into that set because the Flamer over there saying, we only want 2 more possessions.
Yeah.
We only want 1 minute each where we're going to hold the ball and move the ball in safe passing distances to where they never touch it again or they touch it maybe once again. But the Hawks are going to have to disrupt that so that they never have that chance. So they're in a man press here.
Oh.
All right, that's fine.
Dangerous pass.
You want to get them into a free throw, into the bonus fairly quickly anyway. So 1 more and you accomplish that. So going for the steal first and getting the foul secondary only took 1 second off the clock is perfectly fine, and they're probably going to do it again. But here's where they got to press. They've got to pull up. As soon as they go to the corner, there should be a double team here.
Oh, ball tipped, and they come away with another steal.
Yep,
Fort Wayne doing what they need to.
They got to push and draw this foul.
Here comes Anna Boyle, puts it up, misses the shot, gets her own rebound, can't get the putback, and the fight for the ball underneath. The possession is going to take it back to Oklahoma.
That's good. So now that moves the needle back to them for the possession arrow. The next foul also stops the clock and puts them on the line, so they need to know who to foul, which right now I don't know, but I know it's not 30.
Oh, that's still alive and saved. Here's a three-pointer. Too strong. Anna Boyle.
Oh, that's a walk.
Yeah, she went up with the shot and had to pump it back as the defender jumped up.
What a shame.
Oh, my goodness. They had opportunities there both times, but unable to turn it into points.
Yeah, that's a shame. I think there was some confusion there, and because there was, and she realized she had an uncontested 3 opportunity because everybody thought somebody was out of bounds. That probably should have been better off just driving in. But that's tough because it was a good look, and so was the putback. But at the end of the day, they got to find the bottom of the basket, and they've had some great opportunities. Flame has contested almost every shot.
Bad news for if you are watching the Hawks and hoping they can come back. Just one three-pointer made today, and that was early in the second half. Or first half rather. So it's not even like you got the strength of your team is not three-point shooting.
No. And when you're only down 9, you don't need it. I mean, a minute and a half. If you can force turnovers and get twos, the threes don't become an issue at a 9-point lead until probably about 45 seconds left in the game. At a minute and a half, 9 points is an easily achievable. That's 5 points or 5 buckets with a potential for maybe a free throw. That's a good foul. Well, it's not a good foul because she's their best free throw shooter. I think I would have rather put either 0 or 15 on the line long before I would have put Garner on the line. Because we've seen Sanders. I think she's at about 50% for the game. I don't believe we've seen 33. So if I'm the Hawks coach, I'm going to go with the unknown and not the known. But on the other hand, I jinxed Garner.
Sometimes it happens. Maybe they knew the announcer was going to say something there.
She's been so solid.
She'll get one more.
Wow.
Misses them both.
So,
Boy, Fort Wayne's had opportunities. 2 steals, 2 missed free throws, but what can they do with it?
Yeah, unfortunately, they're shooting threes. And like you said, when you only make one the whole game, you have no business doing that with a minute 20 left.
Another foul on Fort Wayne, 119.
I want to see a drive and dish. I want to see, at the very least, if you're going to shoot the three, don't shoot it off the top. Drive into the lane and get your best three-point shooter in the corner and get some paint threes. When you've only made one all game, at least put them in a position where it's a very high percentage three. Oh, and another foul out.
That time it was Brady Newcomer.
Yep.
Picked up a couple of quick ones there towards the end. At the free throw line, Olivia Linder, she's had a solid game for this Oklahoma Flame team. Misses the first, though. They still keep leaving that door just cracked just a little bit for Fort Wayne. And here's the interesting thing, too, because of pool play, the next game that comes up, it is also, she misses both. It's teams that if, depending on who wins, if the Truth were able to win that game, there'd be 3 teams that were 1 and 2, so point differential would be there, and the Hawks would still have opportunity to move on, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's just
another
tough.
miss.
That was a nice little six-foot jumper, and there was just no rotation on it, and it just came flat, hits the back of the rim, and goes off. Well, they're content to see if Garner can do it again. I would say the law of averages say no, but I have already jinxed her once, so we'll see.
First shot is up
Wow.
and no good.
3 straight misses for one of their best shooters.
If you're Fort Wayne, you have to wonder, what if we had just turned these last 3 possessions into points?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking.
It'd be a 4-point game right now with a chance.
Another miss.
With a chance to be a 2-point game at 58 seconds if they had just gone in. But now that is absolutely giving up on your team. At 52 seconds, you're still only down 9. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Another miss on both ends. Free throw miss just turns into a miss at the other end for Fort Wayne, unfortunately, if you're a Hawks fan. But for the Flame, boy, everything's starting to break your way. And then a reach-in foul from behind. That was on Evie Hopkins, and I believe that's going to be her 5th.
Yep. And now, unfortunately, you are at that time where now you are getting close to having to shoot your way out of this through threes, and it clearly just isn't their game. Yeah, I would like to see some adjustments for the next game for them to have more of a drive and dish mentality, especially if they get into these kind of 9-point situations. I mean, 9 points, 2 minutes left. And I'll give them credit. I mean, they tried. That was three of the last 6 possessions. They did try for a 2-point play, and none of them converted. And so it was almost like we've reached into every part of this bag of tricks, and none of them have come out working. Oh, my goodness.
Missed another.
So she was 1 for her last 8?
I think you're right. They left the door open, but the Hawks just could not make it count.
Oh, and there's a layup, and now they're going to have to foul again. Oh, it's steal. No, they're going to call the foul. That was just a delayed call.
Yeah.
I think they were just waiting to see if the Flame had recovered it. They might have let that go. You'll see that a lot of these college refs is it's almost like hockey where they'll wait
right.
and have a delayed call.
Yep.
That's something they coach college refs to do, is to let it play out first and then blow the whistle. So it's not that they were thinking about it and finally decided to call it. It's just that they were waiting to see how the play developed.
Hay has been generally quiet in terms of scoring this game, and man, another miss.
I mean, you've got to be kicking yourself if you're the Hawks. 1 for 11 so far, and this game actually, if they had just done what they needed to do, 2 points at a time, the Hawks would be leading right now.
Missed
1
again.
For 12 in the last 2 minutes.
And it speaks into what you said, man. You just go for 2-pointers.
Yeah.
You go for your layups and your jump shots.
And now it's over. They're probably going to foul one more time, but there's no need to.
Clock going to wind out here, but as we said, depending on what happens in the next game, Fort Wayne still may have an opportunity to move on. It would take an upset by the Texas Truth over the Tyler Heat. The Heat are 1-1, and the Truth are 0-2, and that game is coming up next. But on this one, it was the Oklahoma Flame advancing with a perfect 3-0 record out of the girls' 18U Division I Pool C. They will move on. Fort Wayne going to have to wait around for this next game to see what happens. We'll be bringing that to you next after this break.